My name is Marika, and I'll be introducing the panelists for today for the Build Your Brand Day. So I'm going to give you a few jewels, going to have a discussion, and so I'm going to go ahead by introducing our first speaker. All right, Mr. J.R. Henderson. Okay, Mr. Henderson is recognized as a powerpreneur. How you pronounce it?
You good, that's it.
All right, powerpreneur by Black Enterprise Magazine and the City of Atlanta. And he proudly holds a place in the National Negro College Fund's Hall of Fame. His inspiring journey from the foster care system, shaped by the challenges of his parents' struggles with addiction, has transformed transversity into opportunities for success. This personal experience drives his dedication to creative, innovative solutions through the National Lighthouse Foundation, which has positively impacted countless lives. Currently, JR serves as the Vice President of Integrated Power Connections, LLC, a licensed commercial electrical contracting firm where his work is guided by the principle that your current situation does not define your future. All right, everybody give it up for Mr. Henderson.
Someone said that it couldn't be done. But with a chuckle he replied, maybe it couldn't be done, but you never know until you try. Someone shouted, students of Beaver Academy, you'll never do that. At least that's what they said. But with a lift of a chin and a bit of a grin, the first thing you know, we have begun it. You see, there are thousands of people who say we cannot make it. There are thousands of people who have already profited our failure. There are thousands who tell you one by one of the danger that waits to assail you, but sit back in with a bit of a grin and take off your coats and your hats and go to it. Then start to sing and tackle the thing that couldn't be done, and you'll do it. I said start to sing and tackle the thing that couldn't be done, and you'll do it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
Wonderful.
Hey, how y'all doing, Beaver Beauty Academy?
Amazing.
I want to hear the students of Beaver Beauty Academy. How you doing?
Good.
All right, so let me tell you something real quick, all right? We only have one rule today. One rule. Only rule we have today is when we talk, you talk back to us. This is a conversation. This is not we're not coming up here to just talk your head off. We want you to talk back to us. If you hear something that you like, you hear something you want to hear a little bit more about, raise your hand, ask a question. That's why we are here. We're here because today, what we know that when you leave here, if you want to be different in terms of having more tools, if you want to operate in a different manner, if you want to be more prepared, we have that for you. And if you listen, you'll learn something. As I said, I'm J.R. Henderson. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I was born in Grady Hospital. Just a little bit about me. My mother, father, addicted to crack cocaine. I grew up in foster care, lived in hotels, lived in cars on Stewart Avenue, shelters, so on and so forth. But I'm going to tell you something. One of the things that I really learned early in life, it's a small concept. And that concept is paper makes paper. Need y'all to understand, paper makes paper. You say, Mr. Henderson, what did you mean when you say paper makes paper? Paper makes paper simply means this. Once you leave the Beaver Beauty Academy, once you leave here, you're going to get your license. Your license is going to maybe be made out of some paper. And you can really take that and you can make you some paper with it. Now, you can say, if I want to, I can just do hair or do nails or do massages or whatever it is that you do, right? I can do that and not get my license. But I can't be the best person that I want to be. I tell you something. I know a young lady that actually she's right here today. I remember a long time ago she was doing hair and she did hair. And she actually did hair really well. And I remember having a conversation with her one day. I took my daughter to go to her salon. And my daughter was getting her hair done, and I think she was getting ready to go to the prom, or she was going somewhere else. Something D, you was doing hair for something. I forget what it was. And she said, JR, I'm gonna go get my license. I said, what? She said, yeah, I'm finna get my license. I'm like, why you getting your license? You doing this? She said, yeah, I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it like I want to do it. So for me to see you here today, my sister, I want to give you a hand for saying one day, hey, I'm going to go get my license and I'm going to do my thing. So that's my sister. You an instructor here now today? Now she's an instructor. Because look, I'm talking like years ago, y'all. This is years ago. So really, really want to give you a hand. But to you, and the reason that we're here, the name of this session is You Are Your Brand. I remember back in 1988, I used to be at the Greenbrier Mall. Everybody that looked like me, we went to the Greenbrier Mall on Saturdays. That's where everybody hung out at. There used to be two guys at the Greenbrier Mall. They named Two Shades Deep. And Two Shades Deep, they used to rap. And they sold tapes. Back then we had cassette tapes. And they sold their cassette tapes. One of them, he wore a Southwest Cat Band uniform, and the other one, he wore an Atlanta Braves jersey. Y'all might know him as Outkast, Big Boy Andre. Right? Their first name was Two Shades Deep. And so they had an album, and the name of that album was Southern Playlistic Cadillac Funky Music. And on that album, it had a song on that album, and I would like to say that that's going to be our theme today. That song was Get Up, Get Out, and Get Something. It says you need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass by. You need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't spend all your time trying to get high. Let me back that up, y'all. It said, you need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass by. You need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't spend all your time trying to get high. You need to get up, get out, and get something. You can make it even if you try. You need to get up, get out, and get something, because you and I got to do for you and I. We have panelists up here today, and y'all, this ain't about us, this is about you. And what we want to make sure is that we give you some tools that you can use, because we know the mistakes we made. But after today, we want you to be serious about this thing called school, because every single individual up here, we've learned the tools for success, and we understand two things that you're going to have to do. If you want to be successful, you do these two things, I promise you, you'll never have an issue. Anybody want to anybody made their first million out here yet? Anybody ready to make your first million out here? Made my first million at 30. I ain't throw no ball, I ain't catch no ball, I ain't rap on no mic. All I did was work. And not to say that's not work, but to say that's not how I did it. But two things. Do your work and mind your business. If you do your work and you mind your business, y'all, you'll have everything you need. All right, so at this time, what I want to do is I'm going to introduce some of our other panelists. And so each panelist, I'm going to introduce them, and then I'm going to ask them a question. And so you're going to answer that question and also tell a little bit about yourself, and you have 2.5 minutes, each individual. We're going to start off with Ms. Sabrina Rowe. Sabrina Bree Rowe is a trailblazing entrepreneur and co-founder of the Tula 2, that's right? Yes. Tula 2 brand, alongside her twin sister, Charlinda Parker. With a strong background in eco-conscious beauty practices, Sabrina is an influential celebrity manicurist whose work has been featured on the red carpets and in major publications. She is committed to community empowerment. She also uses her platform to inspire and uplift women and youth through her various initiatives and events. Let's give Ms. Rowe a hand. Let's give her a hand. So, Ms. Rowe, your question that we want you to answer along with your introduction is this. With your extensive experience as a celebrity manicurist, what skills or techniques do you recommend students focus on to stand out in the competitive beauty industry? So we want you to introduce yourself, answer that question first, and then tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so the two things that I would say the dedication you have to have is consistency and consistency. The other word, what is the other word? Consistency and dedication. Okay, you have to be dedicated to your craft. Once you're dedicated to your craft, then you have to be consistent in it. And those are the two things that I do in my career. And professionalism. I'm gonna give you that one. You have to stay professional. And my name is Sabrina Rowe. I'm an identical twin to Charlinda Parker. We own the brand 2x2 brand. And that's a nail salon. It's an event planning company. It's a mobile nailery. We have a lot of products. We have a lot of things under our belt. And you have to just keep reinventing yourself. If you keep reinventing yourself and stay with the trends and be better with the trends, then you'll be good in this profession. You know, some people say stay focused on one thing. You can do two things at one time, right? And you can be good at that, but you have to know yourself and know that you can be good at it. If you're not good at it, then don't juggle two things at one time, right? Stay consistent on your path and you'll do good.
I love it, I love it, I love it. Let's give her a hand. Next, we have Miss Charlinda Shar Parker. Charlinda Shar Parker is a visionary entrepreneur and co-founder of the Tula 2 brand, known for its eco-conscious nail salon and innovative business services. With over 20 years in the Atlanta beauty industry, Shar is committed to empowering women and youth through her initiatives, including Sisters United of Atlanta. A mother and a mentor, she exemplifies resilience and success, inspiring others to redefine their own paths. Miss Shar Parker, let's give her a hand. So, Miss Parker,
Yes.
I want to ask you something similar. However, we're going to put a little twist on it.
Yes.
As the co-founder of the Tula 2 brand, what business strategies do you feel that young people can put in place right now while they're in beauty school? What types of business strategies could they begin to put in place right now while they're in beauty school?
Okay, my name is Shar, and I want to say thank you so much, JR, for the introduction. And, you know, I just say while you're in school, stay focused, stay grounded, and know your lane, whatever it is that you feel that's best. So if I can pivot a little bit off of your question, Sabrina and myself, we went to school for nails, but we had to find a pivot of where we were gonna land in this industry. And we have an all-natural nail salon. So not that we did not do the acrylic and all the extensions and things, and I wanna correct that. We've been in the business for about 33 years. So with that being said, for the first few years, we did all the acrylics. For the past 20 years, we found our niche in all natural. And if I could pause and put a quarter right there and park it, I had a miscarriage. My son is 21, so 22 years ago, I had a miscarriage. I was a healthy young adult, and my doctor said my umbilical cord just detached for no reason at all. I had to go back and put in my mind to figure out what could have caused that. Yeah, at the time, I did not have any structure, so I would tell you guys, don't burn your wheels, what to say, balls to the walls and all that stuff. I'm trying to talk young talk. But, you know, going out there not having a plan, I was just working, doing nails. If somebody told me they was gonna land in Atlanta at midnight, I'm gonna be honest, I was there at midnight to service a client that came in town for me. So I was all over the place, no lunch, no this, but I had this miscarriage, and I was trying to think back. I was doing so much acrylic. I don't knock acrylic. It may work for, you know, all of those who want to do acrylic. For me, I feel like I need to figure out what's going on with me and my body, and I stopped doing acrylic. My son is 21, so we haven't touched acrylic in 21 years. And most people would say, how do you make money not doing that? You got a lot of professionals that don't, you know, they choose to wear, we do gel polish, but just the extensions and stuff. So if I would say what you guys should do, figure out, you know, you're gonna try everything. You gotta get all the knowledge you have in school, but stay true to yourself. And I can't pivot this and say about hair. If you don't know how to do short hair, let's stay away from short hair. Find something of your lane, be great at it, be darn good at it, and go there. Don't try to look at your neighbor and see what your neighbor is doing, because what's working for your neighbor may not work for you. So focus and figure out what's for you. Yes.
Okay, let's give her a hand. Let's give her a hand. Our next presenter is Ms. Sunsaray Rhymes. Sunsaray is a passionate brow expert and inspirational powerhouse with a decade of experience in the beauty industry. As an entrepreneur, educator, and certified mindset and motivation coach, she is dedicated to transforming lives while enhancing appearances. Recognized as a published author and featured in the Voyage ATI magazine, Sunsaray empowers women of faith to build impactful businesses that honor God. A military veteran, wife, and mother. She embodies strength, resilience, while inspiring others to pursue their dreams boldly and unapologetically. So let's give her a hand. So your question is, as a certified mindset and motivation coach, what are some practical tools that you believe women of faith can use to build successful businesses that align with their values and purpose?
First and foremost, I want to say thank you all for your grace for my tardiness this morning. I'm not familiar with the area, but first and foremost, I do want to say thank you all for your patience and just accepting me in this moment. Thank you to the Beaver Academy for, this moment and opportunity here. Some of the things that I really want to say is, as you know, I'm a faith-based coach. God is my root, and a lot of times what we have to understand is that without God, we can do nothing. And one of the things that even with you, we're saying, write it down, because God tells us to write the vision and make it plain. And a lot of times we go full force without actually having any clear agenda of where it is that we want to go, because we're watching what everybody else is doing rather than knowing what God told you to do. And so some of the things that I would say is to begin to write down the things, whether you understand it or not. Begin to get you a journal and start journaling. A lot of times we look at journaling as a trend or some fashion thing, but it's really allowing for you to get your thoughts out on paper, for you to see how far you've come, where you're going, and where you want to go. And I would definitely say reflecting back on it, because sometimes you need to know your why. And the only way you're going to do that is being able to go back and look and reflect. So if I can say anything, I would definitely say one of the main things is to write it down. Begin to take those steps of discipline, of getting you a notepad, writing the things down that you want to do, who you want to become, where you see yourself in year 5 from year 1. Because again, a lot of us want a lot of things up ahead, but at the same time, we're not preparing it right now. So begin to make those preparations right now for where you see yourself 5 years up ahead from now.
Awesome. Let's give her a hand. Natasha Hall is an accomplished entrepreneur and career coach who shifted from a 14-year corporate career in human resources to entrepreneurship, inspired by her father's legacy as a business owner. Beginning her journey at 21 with her brother's firm, Grip Music Group, she organized events and established the Grip Grammys Awards in Columbus, Georgia. Now based in Atlanta, Natasha has assisted over 3,000 job seekers through her company, the Career Agency, and published her Vision Publishing Services and My Networking Apparel, known for engaging networking products. As a published author and host of Forget Work, not forget, y'all, is another word, but we're not going to say that word. Forget work, but but I'ma Go podcast. She empowers others to pursue their dreams, embodying resilience and determination in her mission to chase her purpose. So your question is, what do you do?
That's such a loaded question. Hi y'all, how are y'all?
Stand up, I want
I like to, stand up. So, y'all are just sitting there staring, looking like a cemetery, okay? So, I want y'all to stand up for a second and just shake it off, okay? So, today is going to be fully loaded. Like, everybody's going to drop so much knowledge, and I want y'all to take notes because one of the things I do in my notes is go back and just kind of like pick things up. So I'm Natasha, like he said, and I am the founder of my networking apparel. Oh yeah, y'all stretch it out. It's fine. As long as y'all can listen and do it at the same time, I'm good on that. So I am the founder of my networking apparel, which is a brand that helps entrepreneurs network everywhere they go. So this is our hero product. It says, "Ask me what I do." So when you're out and about, people do what? So I came up with this brand. We'll be 7 years old this coming December, and I honestly am an introvert, okay? So y'all probably can't tell, but I am. So with that, I just wanted something that could help me get myself out there. I used to drive through Buckhead and see those nice houses when I was coming home from work, and I'm like, what does those people do? And so I wanted to know if they would wear a shirt that said, what did they do, so I could figure out how to get me a nice house in Buckhead, okay? So I created the shirt. I was able to get the trademark. I own 6 trademarks right now, and I filed them all myself. So as I began my journey in regards to like my networking apparel, I'm not into fashion. That's not something I'm into. I'm really a nerd. Like, I love learning. I'm a life learner. So anyway, in regards to doing that, I realized I didn't know anything about marketing. So I had done the beginning of my career being in HR. I started out in HR my senior year in high school, and they told me I was too creative for HR. So I quit. I got fired like 10 times. But anyway, nobody's, you know what I'm saying, they're not here to tell. Anyway, so I switched to get into marketing because I needed to learn how to sell my business. So people paid me to learn how to sell my business. I started working with e-commerce businesses, and to date I have worked with about 50 brands in regards to like teaching, learning marketing and e-commerce. So right now I work with a brand. I am a global marketer. I'm the head of creative for Simply Nootropics, which is a 7-figure supplement brand that we scaled them from $2 million a year to $2 million per month. Next year we're looking to scale them to $100 million in regards to e-commerce, and we do not have an office. So I'm saying that, like, I've worked with brands like Wig Dealer. I have worked with numerous brands that you have heard of in regards to just selling e-commerce products. I'm saying all this to say, once you go to behind your chair, right, you have to start thinking about an exit strategy. And that was something that I had to create over time because one of you all talked about just like being able to reinvent yourself. Like, I've come from HR, I've leased apartments, I'm an opportunist. So I have literally learned everything to date where I'm able to take my retirement plan and really figure it out, because I know what I want to do and I'm settling in that, because so young I took all of that time to be able to just like figure it out. So being young and right now you're not really thinking about like I need to just kind of like take all the opportunity, but I do not sleep. I literally work 15 hours a day, and I'm like grown with a kid, and he understands. Like, I infuse him in my lifestyle. So I'm saying this to say, like, max your hours, right? Like, make sure that you have a balance. Myron Golden is somebody that I follow. Like, y'all should check him out, okay? But he talks about that we spend a little bit of time in balance, and we spend the majority of our life in focus. So when you think about you continue to focus on your goal and you stay committed to it, you'll find rest because you love doing it. So you're going to go to bed so you can get up in the morning to get back to it. So remember, you spend most of your time in focus and you spend a little time in what? Balance. So you don't have to find balance because it will find you. Y'all understand that? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Miss Halima Sabor. Halima is a seasoned hairstylist and advocate for self-love and empowerment, specializing in black hair care. With over 20 years of experience, she educates women on embracing their natural beauty while promoting healthy hair practices. As a mentor and workshop leader, Halima inspires women to recognize their worth and celebrate their individuality. encouraging them to embark on transformative journeys of self-discovery. Let's give Ms. Sabor a hand. And your question, though,
Okay.
is you have to tell us about a failure. Tell us about a failure that you had to overcome.
Ooh. Okay. I've had so many failures. So many. And let me start by saying this. What I had to learn about failing is that it doesn't mean that you've lost anything, and it doesn't mean that it's over. Failure gives you the opportunity to learn and grow. It teaches you the areas that you need a little more practice in. And sometimes failure can just be a pivot to put you on the path that you really need to be on. So I can't right now think of, I can. My vision initially was to open up a beauty school. And the way that I actually met Dr. Beaver was I was cold calling. You know, I learned from all of my mentors from afar. I call them my mentors from afar. You know, they don't know me, but I follow them online. And one of the things that they say, and I read, their books, they say, if there's something that you want to know how to do, find someone who's already done it and is successful at it. So I said, I need a mentor. I don't know how to open a school. I'm a hairstylist, and in school, academics was never really my strong point. But I've always been a very passionate person. So I was cold calling. I called several different beauty school owners, and I was gotta go bite. I don't need the competition. I'm not gonna tell you how I did it or whatever. And I got to Dr. Beaver, and I called her, and she answered the phone, or someone got her on the phone, and I could tell she was hasty, she was busy, and I smiled through the phone real hard. I just kept smiling as I was talking to her, to just, help her to warm up to me and to give me a chance to just give her my spiel. So, the more she tried to get off the phone with me, I would ask another question. So finally she said, listen, look, you can come by on this day. I got about this much time. If you show up, I can talk to you. So I showed up early. And I asked her, I had my notepad ready and my pen ready, and I asked her how she got started, what she was doing, and I had a list of questions for her. And she answered all my questions, and she agreed to be my mentor. I asked her to be my mentor, I did. And in that coaching process, she didn't charge me any money, but I made sure I didn't waste her time when I showed up. I made sure I came prepared, and I actually implemented the things that she told me to do. I believe that she could see my passion. She could see my desire. She could tell that I was intentional and that I was serious about what I wanted. However, the funding that I needed to actually open the school was not available at that time. So I ended up, staying in touch with her. Finally, I found a building. And it was right before COVID. It was a $10,000 deposit for the building. And I went on and paid the deposit for the building. And I got the building maybe the last week of January. I think I got when you get a building, you have to have the fire marshals come out. You have to do all of these preliminary things before you can actually open a business. Right. Well, in that time frame, COVID happened, like the beginning of March. And so not knowing when COVID was going to be over, and the landlord was asking me for the deposit for the building, like the rent. Now it's time to pay the first month's rent, which is $5,000. I just gave him $10,000. I don't have any students yet. I don't know when the world is about to open back up. We haven't finished the build out yet. And if I pay him this $5,000, how many months am I going to have to pay $5,000 before the world opens back up? So God said, I'm not telling you never, but not right now. This is not for you. It felt very much like a failure because I did not get my $10,000 back. So, but in that time, I had been reading a lot, listening to a lot of different books, and my mentors from afar said, when some type of world disaster happens, when we go through some type of nationwide pandemic, there's great opportunity following that. I believe that. So I said, okay, well, I got to be prepared. Okay, I got to be prepared. So as soon as the world opened back up, I think Georgia was one of the first places that opened back up for essential workers. and I'm an essential worker. People need their hair done. So I was one of the first of my counterparts to go back to work. I was the first one in the salon. I found one of my friends that owned the salon. You know, I went and worked in her salon. And I was there for 5 months, and I just was praying, asking God, like, what can I do with what I already have? What can I do with what I already have? I had a few dollars left, but I knew I didn't have enough money to open a school, because now, in the process of the school that had already put the deposit on, I learned the build out is going to cost me over $100,000. The funding wasn't there. So I knew that that wasn't it. I now knew that from that, the lesson that I learned is that whenever I go find another location, I need the build out to already be there. I needed to already have the plumbing set up, the electrical set up. I needed to have a parking lot where people can park. I learned a lot. So all the lessons that I learned, I implemented those lessons now in my next venture is what I did. And so that was the answer for me. What can I do with what I already had? The Spirit said, open a salon. I said, but I want to open a school. I'm an educator. I'm a teacher. I want to mentor people and help people. And it's like, open a salon. So I said, okay. So I opened a salon. So I would say that would be something that I learned from that could have been considered to someone as a failure. But it actually taught me a lot, and it led me to the path that I'm on right now. And I believe that I'm on the right path. So what I'm doing.
Wow, let's give her a hand. Jasmine Williams. Jasmine Williams, known as the Atlanta Hair Doctor, is an inspiring entrepreneur, stylist, author, educator, and the founder of the Atlanta Hair Doctor, LLC, a successful hair care products company. Renowned for her innovative scalp and hair care solutions, she utilizes organic fruits and ingredients in her signature natural holistic shampoo and conditioner free from fillers and additives. Jasmine's journey is a testament of resilience. In 2020, during a challenging divorce and the pandemic, she transformed her life from her apartment floor with her 2 kids, using just her iPhone and a free Instagram account to build a product line that has generated 8 figures in sales with only 2 employees. Now she empowers women globally, teaching them how to harness free social media and automated online systems to launch and grow their business without needing a large workforce. Let's give her a hand. Okay, so Jasmine, your journey from going through divorce, sleeping on the floor with your 2 kids, not being able to work because of COVID, you managed to build a brand with Instagram, with an Instagram account, and going from 500 followers to 378,000 followers. Grew your business from 0 to 10 million. We want to know, how did you manage to speak, like all of that? How did you manage to get the opportunity to become a speaker at the Sarah Jakes Woman's Evolve event? So tell us a little bit about that.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey. All right, so I want to give y'all a couple tips and strategies and just some things that I did, because I'm looking at y'all and I feel like I see myself, because when I was in school it was like, you know, it's just so exciting, but there were so many things that I had to go through to get here. And one of the things that I want y'all to kind of write down and take with you is, you may have to re-identify yourself, right? So you are probably in a place, well, this is where I was when I was in school. I was like smoking weed, toxic, in a toxic marriage. Child, I was just going through everything, okay? And I had to reinvent myself. You know, you may be in a season where you might have to get rid of some people. I had friends around me, y'all, family around me. She's sleeping with my man. He doing it. I'm like, Lord. And so in order for me to have been able to create and think, you know, you hear, dang, this girl created like a product line that's worth 8 figures. I am fully retired at 32 years old. I could only do that, not just through like the grace of God, obviously that's one, but like really redirecting myself in my journey, y'all. I used to get up in the morning, the first thing I did is smoke my blunt, baby, don't judge me. Okay, judge me later. Have my shot of Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? And that's just who I was. I have evolved. Y'all probably looking at me like, but I have evolved to be who I am now, and the journey was difficult. It's difficult, leaving a man that you're in love with because he's mentally abusing you. It's difficult, when you say, I write letters to Jesus, and I'm always being honest, like, that was me drinking and smoking was something that really made me feel alive. Like, that's how I started my day. And so 13 years in, I haven't had a drink, I don't smoke, and this is only through the grace of God, obviously. But when I was right where y'all were, I was coming to school high as a kite. I was like, huh? Look, professor, like, girl, I done said it 3 times. But, so wherever you are right now, you have to start taking a list. Toxic, non-toxic. Who the hell is toxic? I better get you out of here. And it may be hard, and it may be uncomfortable, and you probably be like, but I really love him. He like my first. So, so. You are going to have to pivot in some ways in order for you to really start to create. One of the things that I take with me is, if it's not good for my mind, I decline. Y'all probably like, well, I don't have the money, or, I don't know. When I was in beauty school, I didn't have the money to afford like a videographer and a photographer. But here's a beautiful thing. I've been able to do over literally so much money, y'all, with just using my iPhone and a ring light from Amazon. And so if you are on a journey and you like, I want to start creating content, I want to start doing more, this is your time to create a niche within a niche. That's what helped retire me. And I want to explain to you exactly what that is. When I said niche within a niche, a lot of people were like, I do braids, I do, hair, I do silk presses, and I was like, okay, God, I need a different vision. And so going into that vision, I became a scalp specialist. So I was able to charge, before retiring, $350 for these scalp detoxes that would only take me 30 minutes. So now I'm making, because at first I was charging $60, child, and I was doing 12, I was working, like she said, baby said, 15 hours a day. Y'all was in the salon all day, all night, and it just wasn't realistic to what I wanted to do. I was in a hospital, I was sick, I made myself just, not drinking, not eating. And so you probably, if you're listening to me right now, this is just the biggest thing I want you to take away from this. Now is your time to re-identify yourself. Now is your time to really write down, this is exactly what I want to do. And the only thing I'm telling you need, baby, is this phone that we already have, and you a ring light from Amazon. If you type in ring lights, it's the first one to pop up. It's like 113,000 orders. Get you that is $90-something. This is your time to reinvent yourself. If you know that you smoking is a problem, stop it. If you know drinking is a problem, stop it. You cuss too much, stop it. You sex too much, text too much. This is your time to really start taking your life serious. Nobody took me serious, y'all, until I started taking myself serious. So when I was doing hair, I remember LeBron James' wife booked me, and she paid me, y'all, so much money to come fly to LA. And I was like, me? Like, how did she even find me? Y'all know how she found me? Because I was just showing up every day on social media. So using exactly what you have, starting exactly where you are. I wanted to talk about a little bit the niche within a niche. That's where I was going. So let's just say right now you are like, I'm a nail artist, I do nails. Well, instead of being just a nail tech, right? Now you need to be a nail bed specialist. I'm a cuticle specialist. So now on your lives and you like, look y'all, look how healthy her nail bed is. You see it look a little yellow, and you educate them from that point. So when I was a scalp specialist, that's how I dominated. All the other girls was just doing hair. They was like, I do braids, I do sew-ins, I do clip. I was like, I'm gonna become a scalp specialist, and all I did was educate them on was scalp. Not that I didn't do silk presses and stuff sometimes, because we need our money, but my Instagram was branded in a way. So this is your time to start re-identifying yourself and really branding yourself. I hope that helps.
Let's give her a hand. Yeah, I think that was really good, really good. All right, so Uchindi Chin Nawani. Chin Nawani is a seasoned barber and entrepreneur with over 34 years of experience. As the author of The Millionaire Barber Stylist and The Millionaire Ex-Convict, Chin shares his transformative journey from cutting hair in a federal prison for $3 to building a successful beauty school empire. His online school blueprint program has helped thousands launch their own schools, showcasing his commitment to uplifting others in the beauty the beauty industry. Okay, so Chin, your question is, I just talked about you going from prison to cutting hair for $3. I'm sorry, not 3 cents per hour, not $3, 3 cents per hour. I read that wrong. Wow. To now being the millionaire barber. I want you to tell me what types of mind shifts did you had to make in order to make that transformative leap? What were your mind shifts?
First of all, let's give Dr. Beaver a hand for having this. One, you gotta be consistent, because I was talking to Dr. Beaver back there. Do y'all know that after high school, she went to school like another 12 or 13 years? That's a lot. So I commend her. Now, he asked that question. Yeah, I used to cut hair in prison for 3 cents an hour. I was a cocaine dealer. A lot of y'all probably know what an 8-ball. I used to sell kilos of cocaine. You know, a kilogram, 2.2 pounds, 1,008 grams a key, half a key, 504 grams, an ounce of cocaine, 28 grams, 8-ball, 3.5, 16, 1.5. Well, I was just moving keys. I met Carlos Francisco Mendita back in the day. Just like Solomon, who's like the smartest, has the most wisdom in the Bible. He talked about partnerships. But I had a bad partnership, Carlos Francisco Mendita. It doesn't matter how smart you are. I'm probably the dumbest person in this room. I know I'm the dumbest person on this panel because, you know, men are dumb. Y'all women know that. But when you have a partnership, but when I got out of prison, my sister went to prison too because of me. And her daughter was 3 years old. I was the first person in my family to go to prison. I felt very bad. So I messed up everything. My mom had a nervous breakdown. My stepdad had a stroke because he was a preacher. And my sister went to prison, as I said. So I totally messed my life up, lost all my money, and I'm cutting hair for 3 cents an hour. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do? But while I was in prison, because my mom brought me up in the church. You know, we had to go to church every Sunday. I gave my life back to God. And so when I came home, no money, no job, no driver's license, bad credit. I ain't had nothing, y'all, and a convicted felon. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna give me a school. You know, I'd already said that because I knew first black millionaire was who? Madam C.J. Walker. What did she have? A product line and a school. So I'm thinking, hell, I gotta get this cocaine money back. What's the best way to do it? If I'm a barber, everybody stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Okay, sit down now. So after cutting out for 3 cents an hour, I didn't want to just be a barber because I knew, one, that wasn't going to help my sister. You know, she was going to be a nurse. She was a senior in college. She was smart like Dr. Beaver, not as smart as her, but she was smart. She going to graduate from college, Tennessee State University, but she goes to federal prison because of me. She could never be a nurse because she's a convicted drug felon because of me. I felt very bad, so I'm thinking, I gotta do something when I get out of here to make a lot of money because I need to be able to retire my sister, buy her a house, and be able to take care of my mom. So that was my mindset as a man. You know, so I asked God, let my mom live long enough for me to be able to turn my life around. And she wanted me to go back to college. I was a senior in college when I got in trouble. She wanted me to go back. Who gonna hire me? I got conspiracies to distribute cocaine, trafficking cocaine, aid and abetting, gun charges. I mean, my record is terrible, real terrible. So I said, okay, I'll go back to college for her, just to get that little degree. Sometimes y'all gotta do things for people that you love more than yourself. I didn't want to go back to college. I went back, gave her that degree. Now I'm thinking, well, I'm not gonna be a barber. I have to get that school. And you gotta dream like a fool. You gotta think big. I didn't have no money, none of that. But it's your job to tell God, ask God what you want. It's his job to make it happen. Now my school, it was nothing like Dr. Beaver's. This big old magnificent school. I had a little, and I'm sitting here just looking, and my school is about big as this room. And it's raining today. And I'm thinking every time it rained, I'm upset because I had these big red chitlin buckets and it was catching the water because my roof, it was leaking. But I did a partnership because I believe in partnerships. How am I going to open a school? I don't know nothing about opening no school. How am I going to get accredited? I don't know nothing about getting accredited. And you think the government going to give me money? And I'm a convicted felon? You can't listen to these broke, negative ninjas. Okay? I met this white lady, Miss Velma. This lady was doing $1 million a month. She had all these beauty schools and the government was paying her. 99% of her students look like y'all. She had a program to help you, show you how to open a school, become accredited, get government funding. I believe in partnerships. You gotta pay the partnership. I didn't have that much money, but I had a credit card. And when I got out of prison, I cut off all the negative friends, Bobo, Man, Lil P. And I'm surrounded in here with all y'all beautiful black women. I cut y'all off too. Because y'all require money. All right? So now I'm shopping at Goodwill, Walmart, and I'm eating oatmeal. Riding the city bus, the MARTA bus, all of that. Everybody say, well, he crazy, he don't chill, don't mess with us no more. And all that. Well, you got to cut that off. All the straight tunnel vision. Feed your spirit every morning. I still feed my spirit. I don't care if it's Miles Monroe, T.D. Jakes, Jamal, whoever y'all listen to. Feed your spirit. So I was doing that, and I continue to do that. Now, I'm cutting hair all day, every day. And I'm shopping at Goodwill. If you live like your friends won't live for a couple of years, you'll live like they can't live the rest of your life. So now I'm saving my little money. I ain't buying Jordans and all that. So if y'all want to get rich or whatever, don't get your hair done for a whole year, ladies. Don't get your nails done. Don't go to the twins, celebrities, get them. Don't do none of that. Sacrifice. Take that money and invest in yourself. You should invest more in your head than on your head. So now I had a little money. I had about 20-some thousand saved. I got that little raggedy building. I got turned down like 40-something times because I'm a convicted felon, bad credit, no credit. Okay? Who gonna rent to me? This old black man rented an old raggedy building. And I paid the first and last month's rent, like $1,400. It was raggedy as hell. Because that's in the Bible, so I can use that word. Now, Ms. Belma said, just find a building that you can last for 2 years. Because in 2 years, you're going to be able to get some government money. I said, well, the government ain't going to give me no money. She said, Chin, did you go to prison for money laundering or stealing money from the government? I said, no, ma'am, I was a cocaine dealer. She said, oh, well, you can get government funding. But all the ninjas said, you can't get no government money because you're, quit listening to them. So I was listening to my partner. So now, long story short, when I opened that school, 0 students in the physical, but 100 in the spiritual. Every day I get on my knees and thank God for 100 students, although I had 0. Long story short, 2 years later, I got accredited. I'm 26 years old. Youngest school owner in the whole United States. How did I get accredited? I'm dumping in a box of rocks. Miss Belma, my partnership. Because I grew up in the hood, y'all. I can't sit up here like I'm all somebody. No, I'm worse than y'all. Well, got accredited. And the government started paying me over $100,000 a month. And I'm going to see my PO every month. Y'all know what that is, probation officer in the federal building. And they look at it. The government is paying me this money. Now, and guess what? I'm still living at home with my mama. I done got out the halfway house now. And got my same little bedroom. Well, end up buying her a 10,000 square foot mansion. Wow. And I retired her 20-something years ago. 20-some years ago. And I retired my sister, bought her a house. Wow. She still works with me. I pay her every week. She don't have to do nothing. God is good, y'all. Yeah. So, partnerships. I believe in partnerships.
You hiring?
Hey, I'm retired.
Let's give him a hand. Let's give him a hand. All right, so now it's your turn. I ask questions, so I know that they put a lot on y'all brain, right? Y'all got a lot on the brain, so anybody got questions? First question. Who has our first question? All right.
I would like to ask, do you have...
Who you talking
I
to?
don't know his name.
Okay, Chin.
Mr. Chan, do you have a barbering school or you have like...
No, I had a school for 20 years. Then I retired, sold the school, sold the accreditation, and then I ended up paying some mentors to learn how to make money online. This was back in like 2016, 2017, and then I went after Razor Chick, Kim Kimber, Jessica the Real BBA Beauty, Atlanta Hair Doctor. So I started mentoring, coaching them to show them how to make money online.
So do you still offer that?
No. But Atlanta Hair Doctor has a program because I taught her everything that I do. So she has a program where she mentors women on how she made her money online and continues to do it. So you holler at her and go on her page.
All right. Next questions. I like that. Good one. So, Atlanta Hair Doctor, tell us, give us a little bit about what you do, your program. Tell us a little bit about how they can start to begin to think about how they can use your services.
Yeah, so I think a good program for them would be probably just like I have a $35 program. I think that's good for school owners for them to join. We have different ones, but just for $35, you can actually start learning like branding and marketing. Shout out to Chan, y'all. He my mentor. He is the reason why I retired at 32 and I'm financially free and I retired my mother. Being obedient, like he said, partnership, because I didn't know anything about online. So I think that would be a great start for what we have, what I'm doing right now. $35 a month, and I think I'm making this up in my head because I don't know if we have something that's $35 a month, Jen. But I feel like we can always make it $35 a month.
I love it, I love it, I love it. So it's the Beaver Beauty Academy, $35 a month. I'm with it.
Yes, yes.
I love it.
One more question. So what do we have to do to get started with that?
I don't know. I had to talk to my mentor.
I know on her page, like she has different tiers. There's like courses, and then she has like a tier of one-on-one. But it's different tiers, but they're $35 a month. I look on there, I go on her page because
it was $2,500. Let's make it $35. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. You should make it $35 because it's one course that's I think $2,500, but she gonna give to y'all for like $35. And that course right there, that is a very valuable course because when I sold the schools, I spent like $300,000 on people's brains. Where I would pay them to learn everything that they knew. And so I took that and I put that in that course because I knew people wouldn't have the money to pay these mentors out here and these white guys that was doing $1 million, $2 million a month and stuff. So we put that in there, and there you all have access to that. And then of course she does like the one-on-one mentoring, and that's another tier.
Can you put your or say your page? Or?
Yeah, it's just Atlanta Hair Doctor on Instagram.
Atlanta.
The Atlanta hair doctor, not the
No, it's just
Atlanta hair doctor.
Atlanta Hair Doctor. Thank you so much.
So, Atlanta Hair Doctor on IG. All right, next question.
Wait, so
Go ahead.
when they go to your Instagram, they go to your website and they click what
No,
to get
just
that?
DM me and just
Okay.
say school.
Yeah, that's what
and if
I-
you
Okay.
DM me school, I have the DM automation set up. But then DM me school and your email, and then I'll just give you access
Boom.
later.
There we
Thank
go.
you so much.
School and
Back here in the
email.
back.
I don't necessarily have a question, but I've been following Miss Jasmine for years on Instagram, so I have watched her grow, and I just want to congratulate you and let you know that I look at you as my mentor as well. So thank
Wow, I love it, I love it, I love it.
I also was gonna say that too. I was on your live 2 weeks ago. Thank you. Vivian, I don't know if you remember, you pulled me up to the front to speak on your platform one Monday. And you also offer Mondays for a hairstylist at 8 o'clock.
Yes. You just share everything. You trying to put me to work?
All right, go ahead.
And piggybacking off of what everybody said, I actually did buyer products too, and I got certified
I love y'all.
Yes, I've been on your profile for it's been like 5 years. I've been following since. I've been struggling with my scalp and everything, so yeah. You be consistent though. I can say that.
Consistency counts.
Could the whole panel tell us if you have a business that we could benefit from or support right in this moment? As much as she has a training course, do you guys have anything that we should tackle into or look into?
If we can start on this end,
Yeah.
we do have some nail courses that we're starting in January. Everything should be out on our website probably in the next 2 weeks. We had a lot going on and we had to postpone it, so it will start in January.
Delayed, but not denied.
Not canceled, not at all.
And those classes are to enhance what you learn in school. You know, sometimes, well, lately, we've been having a lot of students when it comes to nails that come to us and really don't know the technique of doing nails, right? And we sit down and we give them hands on how to cut cuticles, how to shape nails, how how to be, be professional customer service with their clients. We teach you the whole thing from the front door to the back door, how to run a business, how to get your license, how to not mix your personal money with your business money. So it's a lot that you can get when you're sitting down with somebody one-on-one or 5 instead of a big group. And those are for the students that want to enhance their career. A lot of people come to school, and like I said, so those are the classes that we're putting out there, and it'll just be extra.
So
for what you're doing.
If I can take, so Dr. Beaver, I thought she was still back here. I want to say, we have, it's so sad that a lot of people go to some of these other white schools that he spoke on, and come out of school, you paying all this money and don't know how to polish. That was a real big concern of ours, that I have to actually stand behind the person and hold their hand and show them how to polish. One incident, I had a client, the young lady came and she was doing the client, and the client was like, no, what are you doing? Stop it. And, clients can be, rude when they're not getting what they pay for. And I went over immediately, like, what's going on? She was like, she's patent polish on me. She's patent polish. And I was like, patent polish? So I asked the girl, told her, like, show me what you're doing. And she was like, I've never learned polish in school. So it's so important for us, being vets in this industry, for the nail industry, to show you how to actually complete a manicure, or, help you with your fears. Every cuticle don't need to be cut. So let's stop spending so much time cutting the cuticles. And those are the things that Bria and I want to pour into people that look like us, because y'all know it's nail salons on every corner in our hood, and we don't own them. So it's time for us to really actually, if you don't want to, you don't have to go to Buckhead, you don't have to go to Sandy Springs, open up a salon in your neighborhood. They know you already, so why not be that person? I'm sorry, y'all, I had an incident at my house, I'm sorry.
And a lot of nail techs are really, what we've learned, are falling through the cracks, right? So when you go to cosmetology school, sometimes it's a little portion of nails in there, and then they're falling through the cracks. And when they want to learn how to do the nails, you come, you see us, and we'll show you. And then a lot of them are designing, right? They're putting their designs on top, and the base is horrible, right? So that's what you need to learn. How we're going to teach you how to take care of the nail, the base, and the healthy side of it. And then you can go and be beautiful on the outside of it. So that's what we're here to teach people.
Yeah, for me, I don't know if I even mentioned this, the Fate Effect. I'm located in Fayetteville, Georgia, and one of my resources that I do have is a book that I created called Hey Entrepreneur, Where is Your Human Resource Department? Which is 9 essential steps that gives you business tips and strategies with starting your business, because a lot of us don't come from a corporate background, which myself did not come from a corporate background to understand how to continue to, build your business when you are starting. Because a lot of us, if you worked at a corporate, you go to HR, and HR is the one that gives you a pamphlet that tell you about your 401k, that tell you about life insurance, that tell you about all those things to put in place. But as entrepreneurs, these are things that we learn later on down the line, and we're not preparing ourselves or positioning ourselves when we come to pricing our services, because we're looking at more so just a profit and not necessarily what ends up coming out of that profit when we are taking on those now responsibilities of ourselves and not a corporate business. That's why we see a lot of entrepreneurs that's going back to corporate while being an entrepreneur, because we don't have dental insurance, because we don't have health insurance, because those are things that we have to pay out of pocket on ourselves. But being able to position yourself in your mindset to know, if I'm going to price a service, I'm not just pricing a service because Mary Lou down the street has this price and I'm trying to compete with Mary Lou, but what is my overhead? What is my home expenses? What is my dental insurance, my health insurance, my car notes, those things, and positioning yourself where your prices are not just coming from a place out the air, but you're actually putting it down on what it is that you need. So that is one of the resources that I have, which is, like I say, it's called Hey Entrepreneur, Where's Your Human Resource Department? The other thing is I do specialize in brows. I was a master cosmetologist, and brows became my ministry. So finding your niche, finding what it is that you do, and honing in on that, because not doing everything. So one of the things that, just what she was talking about, that foundation. A lot of us get out there and we're doing all these services or making all these trendful looks, but the foundation is why we're losing a lot of clients, because they're not pleased with the healthy nature of certain things. And so understanding that, so even in one of those courses that I do have with the brow industry, because it's such a huge trend, it's something that came along in the past 10 years, especially in our culture, where black brow artists have been just making a stamp, you know, in the world now, in this industry. And so in that, but definitely that foundation of brow services, of knowing how to do a natural brow and not just covering things up, and then when the look goes away, their natural brows, they can't wear them because they're codependent on coming to you, but they trust in you as well without compromise, being okay with consultations, being okay with taking care of your clients. So all of those things are learned as well, and just transitioning into my coaching with faith-based, because again, like I said, I can't do nothing with God. I'm only here because of God, and as long as God tells us that He is the vine, we are the branch, and apart from Him we can do nothing. So if we continue to try to latch on to all these other peoples and industry and not stay connected to God, you will find yourself just going with the wind, flying, trying to catch on to the next trend. But you got to know what it is that God has told you to do and hone in on that, and knowing that it will continue to grow you where you're supposed to be, just like where you thought you were supposed to do the school and God said no, you go here, but obedience is better than sacrifice. So knowing what that looks like and keeping your spirit fed and your connection with God, so growing in that. So those are a few things that I help individuals focus on and growing in their entrepreneur journey.
Anyone else? Hold on 1 second. They were saying about, do anyone else have services? We were going all the way through that, and then we're gonna go back and finish questions. Go ahead.
So I have a question. Do anybody know what's the #1 form of marketing? There's no wrong answer.
Digitally, word of mouth.
Come on, girl. Anybody else?
I think it's word of mouth.
I know.
Referrals, there we go.
Okay. Anybody else? No wrong answer?
The word of mouth.
The word of mouth.
Okay. So the correct is word of mouth. It's networking. So how many of y'all think that networking is awkward as hell? Do y'all know networking? Good. Raise your hand. No, okay, we good. It's a safe space. I promise I won't shoot y'all. Okay, we good. Okay. So what I do with my networking apparel, like I said, I help entrepreneurs network everywhere they go. The easiest thing about our apparel is that it's just like a networking wingman. One of the things you don't have to do is walk up to people and hand out your business cards, because that is awkward. It is very awkward, okay? So what the shirt does, it says, ask me what I do. And a lot of people always ask me to customize the shirt to say, like, ask me about my hair, ask me about my, hair business and things of that sort. The reason why I don't do it is because you take away the level of curiosity. One thing we all know is that people are nosy and they want to know. Okay, so everywhere I go and everywhere my customers go, we have thousands of entrepreneurs that make money from wearing my products, and I'm not just selling a story. Anybody could be a testament to it. When y'all saw the shirt, I'm sure you wanted to ask me what I do. People pull out their products, they're able to show their portfolios right on the spot and book businesses when people ask them what they do. So I strongly encourage you, and I am a brand ambassador for my business, but you are a brand ambassador when you wear it. So when you wear it, they ask you what you do, not me. The second side of that is a barter system, because the second question is going to be, where did you get it? And so one of the things that I'm empowered to do is to bridge the gap in Black business owners being able to, we lack a barrier of capital, right? And the reason why is because we don't know the right people. How many of you have somebody that you can call and borrow $50,000 from, right now, today? I need 50 bands. Where can I get it? Y'all know somebody?
No.
You do? Hook me up. So the reason, and so we weren't taught relationship building growing up, okay? We were always taught keep your business to yourself. You don't need to be hanging out at that girl house all night. No, you can't do no sleepovers. We were isolated a lot because we weren't taught how to develop our community and our village, and that's something that we're lacking, but we're also hungry for. So that's what my brand does. I'm uniting us all back together again So that way we can start impacting one another and we can start putting each other on game and what we need. Relationship building is not always about what I need and what I need, but it's also about what can I do, right? And so when you're able to know what you want to do and then you're able to exhaust that resource, then people are always going to come back to you. My millions is going to come in the wealth of people. Y'all can imagine how many people that I know, and anytime I call and need something, they going to answer the phone just because of my relationship skills. So go to askmewhatido.com. Very simple. You'll never forget it. But I encourage you to always meet at least 3 people a week. It doesn't matter how you do it, but it's like 3 people a week. Can y'all remember that? 3 new people a week. Challenge yourself to do so. I'm telling you, you will go far. You don't have to be good. You have to be known. Y'all understand that? Okay.
That was a good one. Okay, so what we do is, well, let me first start by saying this. I am one of 12. My parents have 12 children, 9 girls and 3 boys. This is my sister sitting here with me. And naturally, I'm just a family person. I'm a community person. So in the process of me asking God, what can I do with what I already have? There were several things that I had to write down because it was coming to me and it was flowing. I was tapped in, okay? And so what I like to do, because I'm already naturally, a sisterhood, community person, I like to have partnerships and work with people. I like to collaborate. I created a community, okay, where we help empower young women. We focus on self-love, self-care, and self-esteem. Okay, one of my mottos is we heal your heart and your hair. So a lot of my practice is basically focusing on the inner beauty so that it shines outward. So we work on the inside. So the program that I have is that we're like a bridge that takes you from where you are right now to where you want to go. You know, a lot of people talking about being their own boss, being an entrepreneur, but some people just lack the confidence to really just step out there and do it. And I don't encourage you to do something like that if you're not all the way ready, because you're going to waste a lot of money and a lot of time. So I would say my program is kind of like the bridge that gets you there. We help you with your mindset, first of all, just believing in yourself, knowing how to speak to yourself, you know. A lot of times we don't even realize our thoughts, right? The things that we're constantly saying to ourselves every single day. I can't, I'm so tired, it's never going to work, I'm not good at this or that or whatever. Whatever you speak, whatever you think and you speak is what you will create in your life. It's true. You're speaking over yourself. So that is something that I work on. First of all, it's just your mindset. And then next, I work on your skill set. A lot of times when I hire people to work in my salon, it is a commission-based salon. It's not really based on your talent. It's your character that I look at. Skills that can be taught. So if you lack the skill set, but you're really passionate about what you want to do, I can help you with that. And then from there, we focus on your social media, you know, help you create your brand. You know, what is your brand? What do you represent? What is the vision that God gave you? You know, help you to understand that you don't have to really compete with other people or people online. If you can really tap into who you are and, you know, speak the correct words to yourself, you know, God is going to give you your vision. And once you develop the confidence to believe in the vision that God gave you, that's what's going to take you to the next level. So I would say that's what my program is all about. It's really about self-love, self-care, self-esteem, and really just believing in yourself and, you know, learning your full potential and helping you with that.
How do they find you?
Yeah, and I'm online. I'm Sabor Beauty Salon and Wellness. Sabor is my last name. Sabor means patient. And you know, patient beauty, you gotta be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Speak kind words to yourself. You know, a lot of times I feel like it's so easy for us to encourage other people, see the goodness in other people, admire other people, tell them what's so great about them. But you know what's great about you and feel confident about who you are. We all have a story. We all have a background. And really your story is really where you want to learn your purpose, to be honest with you. So yeah. Sabor Beauty on Instagram, TikTok,
all the
and
goods.
all the platforms. Yeah, we're Sabor Beauty.
Awesome,
That's
awesome,
what you
awesome.
found.
So we had a question back here.
Well, I was actually just asking what everyone's socials were so that we could connect with them.
So you're gonna get everyone's social
If
media.
you go to Beaver Beauty's story, all of their socials are on the story right now.
Okay, cool. But yeah, everybody, you'll get everyone's contact information after today. All right, so you'll get that. Any other questions? I want questions. Come on, back here.
Who's retired?
The millionaire barber is retired, and also.
I sold the schools like 8 years ago and started, but I still work because I don't never want to retire. But yeah, in 8 years.
I wanted to ask y'all, okay, y'all have this goal for like, okay, open up a shop. Okay, my goal is to open up a shop and have my own product too. So like, once you meet that goal, and then y'all be like, okay, I'm retired now. Okay, now what do you see yourself in 5 years after you retire? Like, what is your next thing after you retire? What do you want to teach your legal life?
Okay.
I just feel like you always have to be evolving. I think one of the twins said something about reinventing yourself. So for me, you know, I've been in this industry over 30 years. And, you know, it's really, part of it is asking yourself the right question. You know, we hear this saying, asking it is given, asking it is given. But you have to ask the right questions. If all we're asking for is the car that we want, more money, the house or whatever, a lot of times it becomes very difficult. You wonder why you're not getting it. You're not asking the right question is, what can I do with what I already have? What is my purpose? What is my passion? What am I meant to do? Like, you have to ask the right questions. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, in asking the right questions, I got my pivot. My pivot is more based on health and wellness, women's empowerment. You know, that's my pathway. So I feel like, and this is, you know, just following through, one of the twins said this too. It's like, you know, finding your niche, the niche within the niche, and then taking it to the next level. Like, if you can do, you don't have to just do one thing. We can be great at a lot of things, right? So it's just what's next. What's next? And then creating your own lane in that thing. So for me, yes, I am a hairstylist, but I also am a healing and wellness coach for women. That's what I do.
And can I?
So,
Go ahead.
Sure. So when people use the word retirement, we all know people retire to go back to work again.
Yeah.
So, you know, as you can look at your parents or your grandparents, they retire, but then they go get something else. When you have a passion for something, you just don't leave it or let it go. You, like you say, evolve into something else. You may do the salon, or then you do the products, and then you do the speaking around the world to just, you know, empower people. But you never just let it go. It's always something, if you have a passion for it, it's burning inside of you. I don't care if you start teaching your great-grands or something. You know, you're going to continue doing something in that path. So retirement doesn't look like what people think you're retired and just go sit at home. You always, when you are a creator, you will always find something. You know, if the load may be a little less than you getting up every morning, going here hustling and a grind, you know, it gets a little lighter. But then again, whatever path you go in the niche, you know, it may be something bigger, like opening a school out of the country, you know. When you have that yearn in your spirit, you gonna continue doing it.
And it's enough room, I'm sorry, it's enough room out here for everybody. You don't have to really worry about what someone else is doing. I would say focus on yourself.
And you know,
And I would,
right?
Yeah, and I'm not a gatekeeper.
Can I just
I love
add?
to teach what I
Let
know.
me just add to that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Know what
questions?
what does retirement look like to you? Because again, just piggybacking off of both of them in a sense, sometimes we can have a goal for retirement, but God will, you can have all the plans you want, and He will laugh at you. And does not mean that you won't get there to that point, but then there's something else that comes up and you thought you was finna retire. You might be retiring from that and pivoting into the next journey or the next phase in your life that aligns still with what you're doing. Because again, it's not just about retiring from this, it's you're constantly evolving. We are people that is, as long as it's breath in your body, you got purpose. So it's doing something for whoever you're supposed to be serving, wherever you're supposed to be serving. So retirement is what retirement looks like for you, because you do have that end goal at the end of the day, but then you realizing you're still working, you're still doing something, but to somebody else, I am retired. from behind the chair, but yet and still I now have a school. You know, I run a school, or I'm doing this over here, speaking engagement and things like that. So what does retirement looks like for you, and not the retirement of what everybody else is doing?
I want to say this. So I will say this: we're basically saying you're retiring from survival mode. So living paycheck to paycheck. We don't live that no more. You understand? So when you're retiring from that, and you're thinking about now, you can get into training. So like you have a foundation of this is what I do. This is where my money's from. I can actually live comfortable in this space, and now I can do whatever I want to. I can't wait to start doing pickleball every day. Like I want to be such a stay-at-home mom, and then I want to speak internationally whenever I want to, right? So that is just like what retirement looks like for me. But I also want to get in tech. Like I'm working on a tech project right now, because what is the trend right now? You have to have something in tech, whether it's investment, it's an app, it's something that you're coming up. We just seen Mark Zuckerberg, he's advancing the meta glasses. Like now you can see text messages and you can play music from the glasses. Like you have to figure out how you're going to get into the new trends once you have a foundation and you're retired from survival mode. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make sure y'all can. That is.
Now we have two questions. We have one here, and then here. And so those will probably be our. No, then you have a question too? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. 3 questions. And then 4. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna wrap it up because we have to go to our lunch at 11. And I want to give you guys time to interact as well.
I have a question for Jasmine. I just wanted to know, what was it like having like natural ingredients and then putting it into one product? Because I know you have like your shampoo, the conditioner, and I believe the oil, and just making sure the products are still usable and right when you send them out and stuff like that.
When you said what was it like, sister, tell me.
What was it like finding the, did you find a chemist, or did you make the products yourself?
Yes. So I was making them myself, mixing them, but obviously as you grow, you can't do that anymore. So it was a little challenging kind of finding a chemist, but I think you find a chemist based on like what you actually need. So if you are looking to start, if you want to have a product line, we know a lot of chemists. That's something we can talk about after.
Yeah, I use
All right, cool. I love it. I love it. Question here. Go ahead.
I have a question for Ms. Hall. I wanted to know, how do you get comfortable with like consistently forming those professional relationships, especially being an introvert? Because I don't have a problem like introducing myself or starting to speak to somebody, but it's like the steps afterwards of keeping that connection and forming it so that I can get new opportunities.
Great. How many of y'all have ChatGPT? Okay. So one of the things that I teach, so I teach networking. I go to Georgia State University and I teach a lecture. I also have a partnership with South Atlanta High School, and I talk about networking and marketing with the students. And one of the things that I teach them is like, when you meet people, you need a follow-up plan. So I'm like following up with people. Once I met them, all right, they fall into the contact list and you never find them again. So I create a follow-up plan. I make sure that I notate and write down, okay, I met this person on this date. Tomorrow I need to send them a text message or email just to say, hey, I'm so glad I met you. If you found some time in your schedule to meet with me, send me a booking link, or just let me know your availability within the next couple of weeks, okay? That's the next day, within 24 hours. A week later, if you have not heard from them, you're following up one more time. Hey, you may have been busy. I just want to make sure that I'm following back on the top of your list. I want to reconnect with you, okay? That's 2 weeks later, right? After that, a month later, you're going to follow up, or this time you're ready to schedule something. You're sending a call, you're sending some cookies, you're dropping by. You're trying to get in front of them and build that relationship, right? What we don't do is assess relationships too. So we've been trying to get in front of this person. At the 6-month mark, you haven't found that person. It's just trying to replace them with somebody else that you want to like cultivate relationships with. At the year's mark, you can always circle back, because life be life and then people be people. And so sometimes it just may not be you. It's never you, honestly. It's just something that they have going on. It just may not have the room and space for you. But you can always follow up. So I create a game plan through ChatGPT. Like, hey, I'm an introvert. I struggle with following up. I meet people all the time. How can I be consistent with following up? There are also apps in place, but you do have to pay for them. But if you want to do it, just writing it down, or just putting something in your, like a reminder in your phone, like let me follow up with this person the next day. It do takes a little work, but I promise you it's worth every opportunity of just making sure you follow up with people. LinkedIn, are y'all on LinkedIn?
Mhm.
Updated profile pictures? Y'all posting once a week? Dang, it got quiet. Yes.
I'm like, as an entrepreneur, I don't really use LinkedIn, but I probably should.
Yeah, actually, it'll change your life.
It will change your life.
McCall, it will in the
MK.
field.
People
Oh,
need,
I'm sorry.
people need their hair done or they
And can I say something to your what she said? I think is so important to even when you don't have the mindset yet or the confidence yet, because what she's giving you is the strategy to begin doing it, which will give you the courage to do it with you feeling like you're doing something that you're feeling like you just, I'm doing what this paper told me to do. And then the confidence begins to build on that, because I think what time stops a lot of us is the confidence. We start thinking in our own head, I don't want to bug them, I don't want to bother them, because that's a part of being able to sell. Like sales, a lot of us are not salesmen people, and that's something we had to learn how to become in this industry, because we just want to do our craft, we just want to do our work, and people like her help you begin learning that other part of yourself in this business, because we are so many different entities inside of the business. So with having those type of strategies and practicing those things will help you build the confidence to keep doing it and getting out of your head of thinking, because we start taking on, I'm an introvert, and we become that, like, I'm not going, I don't do that, I don't talk to nobody, I'm gonna wait till somebody come. But what she said is so important, to begin creating a plan that you will do and keep taking those steps that builds up that confidence along the way, to change your mindset, because again, we're not just entrepreneurs, like we're the crafts person, the sales person, the mentor, the coach. We're all these things that we're growing into, and we don't realize how important the other pieces tie in together, because some of us had to learn how to sell, some of us had to learn how to market. You had to learn how to bring all these pieces together to create what it is, that the empire that you're trying to build. So that was so great, because it will help build that confidence and practicing those steps and continuously working on that and doing that to build that confidence that we need in this business.
Thank you for that. Yes.
Cool. Okay, go ahead.
So I know a lot of people have a lot of goals and dreams they want to do, but when it comes to funding, they don't know where to begin. So I wanted to know, what do you guys suggest as far as like steps or protocols when start looking into funding on how to fund for your business?
Give me one person to answer that question. Who feel like you're the best equipped to answer that question up here?
I can give resources.
You can give some resources. Kind of, you got.
Well, I mean, Jasmine, she didn't have funding, so.
Okay.
I definitely tell it.
I think I like two stories.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Give me the minute version, because we got to leave at 11. All right, but I like this.
We
Good
don't
information.
have a resource though, because I didn't use funding. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So look.
She has resources.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
One thing is. That's a good one. I'm gonna wrap up with that. I like that. If you don't have funding, because sometimes you think you need it, right? But you ain't ready for it, and then when you're ready for it, it'll show up. But we'll talk about that. But I want you to resources. Give me resources.
Resources, go to download Skip app. It's SKIP. Anybody familiar with Skip app? So with Skip on I think Wednesdays and Fridays they give away $100,000, $100, $200. Like they give it away cash, you get it. They also have applications of grant opportunities that you can apply for. They also have resources for loan. Also Small Business Administration, the SBA. I'm telling you, starting today, go ahead and start taking those business classes. Also pitch competitions. I'm in a pitch competition at least once or twice a year. I won $25,000 2 years ago for my business by doing a pitch competition. It was absolutely free. I had to sit in there and take classes, of course. But I got to pitch my business. I won a pitch competition earlier this year for my class. Honestly, my AI note taker was in the class. I was not there. I will not tell them folks that. I went to the graduation and I won a pitch competition. What you say?
Is that like an app pitch?
No, it's called pitch competitions, and you can type in pitch competitions in Atlanta, Georgia, and then you'll be able to find them. Beauty businesses can get funding. They offer it all the time. Partner with the SBA advisor. I'm also a stakeholder at Rice, which is a Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs. Become a part. They have opportunities from any and everywhere that donate money to Rice. And then also they partner with a lot of businesses that need exposure. So those are just some that like sign up today to get access to it. Grants.gov as well. They have a lot of grants on there that you can apply for. And anything else I can think of, I'll make sure that y'all get it too. But that's off the top of my head.
I think you had a response.
No, I was just gonna say
Oh, hello,
something really
Alice.
similar. So what I always say to young entrepreneurs, start small to grow big. Do not go out there and get them people money and knowing that you gotta pay that money back. I'm very transparent. I can only shoot from the hip and tell you the real out of it. So where other people, we have made mistakes and realize it, and I'm gonna be very transparent. When the pandemic happened, and everybody was like, get this money. Yes, most people got the PPP loan, and then when that SBA loan came, and when it's time to pay that SBA loan back, and it's years later, you just spent that money on other things, and now everybody you done paid to try to keep them on your payroll, to keep them there, and they're gone, and you're responsible for paying back. Just know, sometimes it'll be a fine, find that fine print. You gotta pay them people their money back. So we're probably the oldest ones on this panel right here. We're 54 in next month. You 50? We'll be 54. So let me say this: we started out years ago as coming out of high school. So what we did, we started with what we had. Back then they wasn't saying, it's a new thing, use other people's money. But no, you gotta pay other people's money back. So where we started, I'm very transparent. Do what you can do, how you can do it. If this is no shade to nobody. Sweet life, when you coming out of school, going on the suite, you in four walls by yourself.
No competition.
That's probably the worst thing that I can think of. We've had people to come from suites just because I want to put glitter on my walls and do my floor and have my pink fur here, and you're in there by yourself. You're not learning. You're doing yourself a disservice. Go to some of these other places before you want to invest and go get, I own a salon. Start small and grow big.
But definitely tap into that grant.
I was gonna say,
Definitely.
I want to
Okay, so-
y'all know there's a fine line between grants and loans. Grants do
Right.
not have to be
Definitely
paid
tap
back.
into the grant.
Yes, so
And they're being
definitely-
very particular about those now because people has mastered, like you're saying, going to AI, going to all the things and chat, write me up something and you write it up and then you got all this fancy. Yeah, but you got, some people can clean it up, but then you got this fancy paper and then you realizing that you done went and blew the money and now what you gonna do? So you still gotta have a plan with it.
All right, next question.
For Ms. Rhymes, I wanted to ask, you mentioned a book that you said about business. Is it available on Amazon, and what's the name of it?
Yes, it's on Amazon as well as it's downloadable. So it's called Hey Entrepreneur, Where's Your Human Resource Department?
Let's give all of our panelists a hand. All right, some brief final thoughts, and then after these final thoughts, we're going to take a moment to network, okay? All right, so some brief final thoughts. The first thought is, one of the things that I did once when I sat down, I looked at every individual that was up here, and I did something very basic. I did a search on them, right? Because one of the things that everybody need to have, a lot of times we say we doing business, but we just talking lip service. If you're not registered with the Secretary of State, you don't have a business. How about that? If you're not registered with the Secretary of State, you don't have a business. If you don't have an EIN, you don't have a business. And so you want to create the type of business that you can do business at some point with, right? So a lot of people say, okay, I want to get a business loan, and you don't even have a bank account in your business name yet. You can't even do that, so you're not even ready for that, right? So I want everyone in here to take time to this is the basics, right? Everybody up here, this is 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, a whole bunch of experience. And so they've come a long way, but they were once in your seats. And they bumped their heads and failed, just like I bumped my head and failed. But one of the things that I know is that when you fall, all you gotta do is get back up. And then when you get back up, you keep marching forward. But you gotta learn from where you were. So make sure that you take notes and that you learn. This is a learning process. Make sure that you're learning. Next thing is that, so individuals talked about, I got a challenge for you. I heard Natasha Hall, she talked about the follow-up. The follow-up is very, very important. Every person up here is someone that came here today. No one in here is getting paid for their time. All of us in here, we actually charge to actually come and speak. And so I say that for a reason. Relationships are very, very important. All of us are here because we have a relationship with Dr. Beaver, right? And so make sure that you set good relationships up. And then when you follow up, get out your feelings. Listen to me, students. These are resources. These resources are very, 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 very busy. But they don't mind helping. You just got to catch them. And so sometimes if there's not a mechanism where you're going to pay money, and they have a program where you're going to pay some money and then you're going to get some FaceTime for that money, you just going to have to get it how you live and you're going to get to them. And when you get them, you got them. But don't quit until you get what you want. You own whatever it is you want. I remember, I like to make examples. MK, can I make an example? I remember when MK graduated from college and she was starting her business and her mama told her to call me for something. And she was like, JR. And then she called me one day and she was like, I'm gonna pull up. Do I need to pull up? Where you at? Do I need to pull up? But that type of tenacity is what you need.
Yes.
If you don't have that type of tenacity, you ain't ready for the big league.
That's true.
And you're gonna see one day, right? You're gonna call people, they're gonna become your peers. They're gonna be easy to get in contact with because y'all on the same level. Y'all doing the same thing. They making money, you making money. Right? So that's the next point. Last point is that I want everyone in here to understand. It's the difference between wannabes and will be's. So when someone asks you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Don't ever say, I want to be this or I want to be that. Because when you say you want to be something, you're not going to do it. You're going to give yourself the opportunity to have an out. So when you start to talk about yourself and what it is you're going to do, you need to be very intentional. And you tell people, in 5 years, I will do this. In 5 years, I will do that. And so when you position yourself to say what you will be, then you also communicate back to yourself to say, hey, I'm accountable for what it is that I said I was going to do. And now I start to set some motion to do that. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. Last but not least, what I want to do is I want to thank each and every individual up here on this panel. Like you guys poured out to these young people and to these professionals. You're not future professionals. You're professionals right now. You poured out to these professionals out of your heart. You was very transparent. You talked about your failures. You talked about your successes. Whatever it is the next level look like, Ashe. Whatever it is the next level look like, I want you to hit it and hit it hard. And I'm gonna tell y'all when they talk about retirement. So I made my first $1 million at 30 years old. I tell people that, right? But 2 weeks ago, I'm in $60 million conversations. I'm 48 years old and I'm not even in the same industry anymore. I'm in construction now, y'all. So you take someone that started out in education and nonprofit, now they're in construction. Being able to pivot is very important. At the end of the day, it's not about coming up with this great scheme. It's about making sure that you're a good person on the inside, making sure you treat people right, making sure you do what you say you was going to do, making sure you hold yourself accountable when you are wrong. Just say, I messed up. That's the out that you're going to take. That's very, 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 very important. In beauty school, if you mess up, you ain't come to school, stop with the excuses. Excuses, y'all, don't mean nothing. But you take your power back. When someone said, hey, you did this, yes, I did it, I apologize. What are they going to do, beat you? No. It's over. That's the amazing thing, y'all know. But no, the amazing thing is when you just, it's over now. You've taken that stigma, they can't do anything. So be accountable for who you are.
We have Mr. Yona and Miss Ryan leading today's discussions. He is our brand specialist and this is our moderator. This is the cos department right here. Y'all give them a big BBA welcome.
And esthetician.
And Esties. Okay. Welcome.
I want y'all to jump in if I can. I have a new entrepreneur that I want to introduce you guys to. Come on in.
Come in, have a seat.
Mackenzie, and she's half of the crew of Mac and Jack.
Hold up 1 second. 1 second, Dr. Beaver. Miss George wants all the students to come sit down so we can really focus on what Dr. B is saying. Come on, y'all. Come on over. Make yourself comfortable.
So Mac is Mackenzie and Jack is her brother Jackson, who's not here. He's what, 4? And Mackenzie is here to tell us about Mac and Jack Lemonade.
Okay. My name is Mackenzie, and I started this business. I was watching something on TV. My favorite YouTuber, she was selling lemonade, and I wanted to do that same thing too.
And you did. Okay. Do y'all have any questions for Mackenzie?
So I'm Mackenzie's dad, and what we're doing is we're teaching Mackenzie and Jackson how to actually operate the business. So their first employees are my wife and I. So they actually run the business, and when we go out and do things, one night I came in and she asked me, how much money did we make? I'm like, what do you mean we? She said, me and Jackson, y'all work for us. How much money did we make today? So she's definitely about the business. And I would like for you all to ask her about tips and the experience that she had with tips and what she did with her first tip money.
Okay, Nicole, jump right in.
Sure, mine isn't about tips though.
Okay.
But how do you prepare for like a work day? Like how do you like prepare the lemonades and then how do you go sell them? What do you do?
So when we go when we're selling, we actually make it and then sell.
You make it on the site. You make it where you're selling it.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you come up with? Is it just one flavor, or how do you decide what you're selling?
I tell the people, and we have lemonade and slushies. So the slushies you can make your own flavor.
Nice. Okay, I think.
What flavors do you have? Like specialty flavors?
Sunrise, Turtle, So Atlanta.
So Atlanta, tell us about the So Atlanta flavor.
I was born in Atlanta and we sell in Atlanta, so it's called So Atlanta.
What flavor is it?
Yeah. Like what?
What does it taste like?
Strawberry. It's pina colada and blue bubble gum.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Other questions? Who wants to ask her?
She's over there.
Okay.
It wasn't about the tips, but you're kind of young right now, so do you plan on, as you get older, do you plan on expanding your lemonade business?
Yeah.
Tell them about your food truck. You have a food truck. So they have a permitted food truck that's outside, and we host, like, this is our first corporate event, and so we're getting our feet wet. So she actually has a food truck and a lemonade stand, so if you want her to pull up, just tell her and she can make it happen.
So what do you do with these infamous tips? What do you do with your tips?
Sometimes I just save it, and if I get enough money, I ask to go somewhere.
What did you do the last time?
Spend my money on my hair.
I have a question. Okay, so I heard you say that you, mommy and daddy work for you, right?
Yeah.
How fun is that to tell them what to do?
Very.
Yes. Okay.
Well, nice. It's nice company. We're proud of you.
How much do you guys normally? I'm buying the lemonade today, and they're comping some to us also. But how much do you normally sell the lemonade for?
$5.
For the slushies too?
$5.
So is lemonade on Dr. Beaver today? Is that what you're saying?
That's nice.
We have like your Instagram. Yeah, we go by Mac and Jack.
What's on your back?
Go by Mac and Jack.
Okay. What's on her back?
That's a QR code.
Turn around, turn around.
Wait, you gotta be still.
That's so cute. She was ready.
And that is like perfect.
That's actually.
So, Dad, where's Jack?
I was just
Oh, he's at school. But you're not at school.
Because my dad made me come here.
Had to have one.
Is this more fun than school, or you want to be at school?
It depends.
So what would you tell someone that is your age that wants to do the same thing that you do?
Follow your dreams.
Aww.
You better go with it.
And we're going to end on that
I did. I introduced them.
note. No, I'm saying back to.
One more question. How old are you?
7.
You gotta let this moment.
It's
Last event, we went to go sell at Braid Bar.
Braid bar.
Braid bar.
It's a salon, a hair salon.
Braid. Okay.
There's a kids and adults too.
And she took her tips and got her hair done. And what did you say about it afterwards?
It was
Very good.
What lesson did you learn? Are you gonna do it again?
Spin Daddy Plus.
Well, very nice to meet you. We're gonna get back to our branded entrepreneurs. Guys, reintroduce yourselves again. Once lemonade heads out, reintroduce yourselves.
Yeah, with this introduction one more time, okay? And can y'all give the same round of applause y'all gave Little Mama for Mr. Yona and Miss Ryan?
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name is Ryan Henderson. I am a marketing student at Fort Valley State University.
Okay.
I actually did attend Beauty Academy maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but I had to stop because I had to go to school. But I will be back.
That's right.
At some point. But right now I'm working on my marketing, and yeah, so I'm here to moderate and interview Mr. Yona and go ahead.
My name is Yona Shimande. I'm the owner and founder of Global Core Marketing. We build sales and marketing systems for small businesses. We've been doing it for over 10 years now.
Please support to the front lobby. Please support to the front lobby.
Okay. All right, you want to have a seat? Okay. All right, so let's start at the very beginning. Before all your business ventures, who was Yona Shimande?
So before I got into business, I thought I was going to make it in the NFL. I was a high school student. I was a student athlete, and I played football. I played linebacker, and then my backup plan, if that didn't work out, I was going to go to school to be an engineer, and I just either was going to be an aerospace engineer or a football player. And that's who I was. I like to have fun, play video games, or do stuff guys like to do.
So was entrepreneurship always a part of your plan, or did that come later on?
That came later on. I was actually in college and kind of doing the same thing I was doing in high school. It was kind of boring, and then I kind of learned, I was focusing on money. I'm in school, I'm going to take out all these loans. I need to make my money back. How much money do I make? And as an engineer, the amount of money I could make was capped. I'd always have a boss. I'd always deal with issues and problems, work maybe 50 hours a week. Or I could be an entrepreneur and not have a cap, depending, just I can make as much money as I want.
And can you tell us about the first moment that you realized this is exactly what you wanted to do?
I would say when I made my first big check. My first big check was $20K. And I was like, I am in the right industry. And yeah.
Can you tell us what led to what you do now? So how you were telling the other group about AT&T, can you tell us about that as well?
Okay, so I dropped out of school. I was maybe a semester, I was 2 credits away from getting my associates. and I ended up dropping out to pursue entrepreneurship. So I got a job at AT&T. I worked in the cell phone stores where you go buy phone, TV, internet, things of that nature. And for 3 years straight, I was always top 10 in the state of Texas in sales. And from that point on, it taught me all the things I need to do to, sell, people skills, communications, inventory, just proper business implementations and systems. And then from that point, I got into a clothing line. So while working at AT&T, I reminded myself I want to do this, to be an entrepreneur, not work at AT&T. I was being successful at AT&T and kind of lost track of my vision. And then I started a clothing line that taught me how to do marketing and build systems and websites and stuff like that. So once I figured out how to do all that for myself, I learned I could do this and sell it to other businesses and help them along the way.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so what were some challenges that you faced early on in getting your business started?
So the AT&T store I worked at, they were owned by another company, and they sold to another third-party company. And the new company, their commission structure was not well. It wasn't good at all, so I couldn't make as much money as I was making before. So I just quit cold turkey. So it was like summer, maybe 2017 or something like that. I just quit with no money and a vision to help businesses and sell marketing services and software and systems. And for about 1.5 to 2 years, I probably made $10K. And it was probably the hardest era of my life. I went from making $6,000 to $7,000 a month as a rep in an AT&T store to trying to Uber Eats just to make money to pay for my own software. And one point of time, I was driving this truck. It broke down on me, so I had to ride a bike in the Texas heat to my appointment. I was passed out, but I made it to the appointment. I closed the customer, made it back home. It was like an 1.5-hour bike ride, but I was that determined to make it because I had a vision, and it was hard to, not have money, build a business, and then keep going and not quit, because it was so easy. AT&T was like, come back. And I'm like, that just might, but I just kept pushing through.
All right, so can you tell them about what exactly do you do? That's right. Like, what's your job description?
So, I build sales and marketing funnels. A funnel is a step-by-step process that your customers go through to becoming a customer of you. So, on the front end of a funnel, it's social media, it's ads, it's email marketing, text marketing. They click a link, it goes to your website. Build out the website. On the website, you have a form. They can fill out the form, they can text you, they can call you. Once they text you and call you, that data goes to the CRM. Then the CRM texts the customer, hey, when do you want to set up the appointment? Then they could book. And then once they book, be serviced, send them a review request, they collect reviews. And then we do email marketing for them to keep coming back to you. So we build that whole system for a small business to grow and scale.
So why is that important to these students? How does that relate back to them as cosmetology students?
Because if you do start your own business, or whether you work in a salon or work for somebody else, they most likely have these systems in place, and this is what it takes to actually grow a business. If you want to work on your business instead of in your business, you need a system in place. So if you're doing everything yourself, like answering all the calls, texting people all day, doing all the manual work before they even come to your salon and get serviced by you, you're gonna get burnt out very quickly. How are you gonna be able to manage a calendar of 50 appointments in a month if you're texting every single person? At some point, you're gonna burn out and wanna quit. So you put a system in place to help you automate some of that process.
Okay, so why should beauty brands or stylists care about SEO, which is otherwise known as search engine optimization? There you go.
So SEO is being listed on search engines. So somebody searches barbering or cosmetology, or say somebody will search, I want a facial. You want to show up in your area. Let's say somebody is in Atlanta, Georgia, and you offer facials, and I Google who's somebody that can do my facial, you want to be on that first page because it's free traffic. You do whatever you got to do to get on that first page, and now you have a lot of people reaching out to you for your services instead of you trying to go find people. So SEO makes you listed on the first page. It takes a little bit of time, but you do everything you need to do to get listed on that first page, and you get a lot of free inquiries.
And how does social media impact that process, or does it have anything to deal with it at all?
It does, because from social media, people will start Googling you. If they Google you and you're not seen, then they're most likely going to find somebody else. If they Google you and they do see you, then it's just adding more credibility to your business. So if you're on social media and they look you up, and you're on the first page of Google, and then they click on your Google page and you have a bunch of reviews, and then they fill out the form and they're getting text messages saying, hey, your appointment is starting in 24 hours. That gives the customer peace of mind, and they'll be willing to come back to you and spend more money with you.
Two things. Can we just ask questions? Is that the
Oh
environment?
no, you can ask questions, but
They just, right, they have a plan. They start with this and then they open the floor for questions.
We don't know. I'm just asking.
oh yeah, you can ask questions. The only thing is, we were just told to come to a stopping point.
Okay.
So that we can eat.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, let me make a statement then before.
Okay.
So just to connect some dots. So Yona is married to someone who went to school here. She was an esthetician, I believe. And so I think from there, him and Dr. Beaver got together. I don't know how they connected, However, majority of you are sitting here today because of Yona. Meaning he runs our system. I do the visuals, but he runs, like he just said, when you enter a form and you say, I'm interested in barbering, he's feeding all that information directly to our marketing, our finance department, and he's getting us in. So after we get food and they go back to talking, I say that to say, use this moment to ask any questions that you need about Google, because I'm like a Google dummy. He knows, like, I don't know how that SEO, whatever it's called works. But if you're like, how do I start a Google business page? How do I get my company to get 5 stars? All these things that you might be thinking of, now is the question. Now is the time to kind of connect.
If y'all can go to this page and fill out the workflow, it's gonna talk exactly what she's talking about. You're gonna be able to create your own logo on this. Nice. So talk about your business name, and create a logo. We'll talk about funnels, and then we will talk about that whenever we come back.
Yeah.
And then we're doing a raffle.
Nice.
So one of y'all will build you guys a free website and a system if you're picked. So you just have to.
That's cool.
That's cool. We got Yona is now going to share with us what was his biggest obstacles, biggest challenges with trying to begin his business.
Okay.
I would say my biggest challenges were trying to do everything myself. Before I implemented automations in my own business, I was trying to advertise, I was trying to take care of the customers, I was trying to build out websites myself, I was trying to build out the CRM, and I was overworking myself trying to work in my business instead on my business. And that really didn't change until I started delegating and bringing on VAs, which turned into full-time employees. And yeah, that was the biggest thing, is just delegating and actually having a solid team behind me. Because once I started actually making money and trying to do everything myself as far as the delivery and sales and marketing and customer communications, it's easy to get burnt out if you're not delegating properly or if you don't have a proper system in place.
Do y'all know what he means by delegate? Somebody tell me what that means.
Can you use it in a sentence again?
Yeah, like, I can't do all this work by myself. I need to delegate to other people. I need to delegate some tasks to the rest of my staff.
Give out. Like hand out. Give out.
Yona, how would you define delegate?
Yeah, delegate is like hiring. Hiring the right person. So if you don't know finances, you hire an accountant. So you delegate to an accountant to handle finances. If you don't know marketing, you hire somebody like me to handle your marketing, which is delegating. So it's just assigning tasks to the right people so they can handle the task for you.
Right.
And now you're just looking at reports instead of yeah, exactly.
Okay. So with the barcode that they scanned, that goes we're doing that at the end, right? The barcode situation?
Yeah, whenever y'all are done with the
Oh,
question.
which that?
So,
I was about to ask you,
yeah, go ahead.
because you mentioned delegating, and how do you have the ability to delegate when you don't have a business yet to finance paying somebody to potentially do it for you? How do you get the revenue to pay someone for you? Because it seems like you got to do it all yourself because you can't afford to pay anybody.
Yeah. So there's a couple ways you can delegate. A lot of small businesses start with hiring overseas employees. You can hire somebody from the VA. I mean, not the VA, in the Philippines or India or wherever, and you just give them a simple task like, hey, your task is to respond to all the messages that I get on Instagram and give me a report. You could pay them maybe $50 a month or something like that, because $50 over here is a lot of money over there, and they'll be happy to do it. Maybe they'll do 20 hours a week for $50 a month or something like that. You just have to negotiate with them. So that's a very cheap way you can do it. Go ahead.
How do you even get in contact with them?
There are platforms. There's like platforms like Fiverr, Upwork.
Have y'all heard of Fiverr? Yeah.
Fiverr, Upwork. Maybe you can even Google virtual assistants in Philippines. And it's a lot of options. So just do a little research on how to find VAs in other countries, and they can get some work done. And then once the task that they're doing is working, you're generating money, you're getting customers, and then let's say your business is growing, then you can, if you want, give them a raise or hire somebody locally. Maybe hire somebody that's customer facing, customer service. But really, before you get to hiring, I'd recommend you have systems in place. Just use software. For somebody fills out a form on your website, the software sends them a text message. And then you can also incorporate AI to where the AI will answer those questions and book the appointment for you. So now all you're focusing on is the people that come to the store, and then once they come to your store or salon, you would have systems in place to collect reviews.
I might have missed that. I just wanted to know, how many people do you have on your staff?
Internally we have a team of 8 people. And then on the VA side, we have 15 VAs. And then our software company that provides the infrastructure for all of this, I think they're like 300 deep. So we're partners with a company called High Level. They provide us the infrastructure. And we have our own software built on top of High Level that BBA uses. And then I have my own internal team that makes sure that when I close deals, they do the implementation and make sure that our customers are happy.
So I'm the new moderator of this conversation, and my question to you, so they can understand, why is it important to have a website? Like in this world, Instagram is totally enough to most people, but why should they have a website?
So you need a home for your business digitally, and the website acts as like half of the home. So you have a website, and then you have the back-end CRM. Your website is the focal point to where traffic goes, and then Instagram drives traffic to your website. So you have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Yelp, Google Maps, and all of these sources should drive traffic to your website. And you'd be missing out on money if you don't have a website and you just have Instagram. So you're kind of limiting yourself to the Instagram audience. And every one of these platforms has, competitors. It's other people doing the same thing. So this is where you kind of want to focus in on what sets you apart, on those selling points, customer testimonials, before and afters, and you show that on these social media platforms. And then, hey, click the link in my bio. They click it, it goes to your website. And the more people that click the link in your bio and go to your website, the more Google will show you in the search rankings of the SEO.
So for someone at their caliber of entrepreneurship, where we got different levels, of course, in the room, but like, I imagine that some of you guys are like, I don't know where to start, I'm just here as a student. And then we have some that are like, maybe you have a business page and you have people booking you. which you're not supposed to, but you already have people booking you. And then we have some people who actually have clients and they do this, and they might not have a license in cosmetology, but they have a license in nail tech. So with all the different entrepreneurs in the room, what's maybe the top 3 or the top 5 things they need to do today to create their like digital presence? One, I assume, is creating a Google business page, but what's some other things they could do today?
So you want to have a Google My Business profile. I think they changed it to Google Business. You want to have, of course, social media pages, but you want to have a website and a CRM. A website is what customer sees. The CRM is what you see.
What's a CRM?
Yes.
Right.
So, okay, a CRM is customer relationship management. This is the database to where everything flows to. Somebody fills out the form on your website, their information goes to your CRM. Somebody DMs you on Instagram, that information goes to the CRM. Somebody emails you, that information goes to the CRM. Somebody pays you, that information goes to your CRM. So it's a single source of truth for your business, and then you branch out. Instagram, TikTok, and drive content. These platforms are just driving content and views. You drive those people to your website, and then those people call you, text you, fill out the form, email you. Then that data goes into your system. And CRM is just customer relationship management. It helps you stay organized as a business owner.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, because like she said, some people are just starting out, or some people are operating already. And for the people that are operating already, they're doing everything manual. They're texting everybody, they're manually setting their appointments, they're writing it down, and now there's a lot of things being missed. Like a lot of things are falling through the cracks, a lot of communications, there's no organization, so now you bring on 50 clients and you're disorganized, you're overworked, you're stressing out, and then that's when the bad reviews start coming, because now customers aren't getting a good experience because you're so overworked from getting people to the door. So you want to automate that process to where you are focused on taking care of your customers. That's where the 5-star reviews come from, the tips. You can charge a premium if you have stuff like that in place.
So you all know I have a business, Shop by MK, but also working with Beaver Beauty Academy as a marketing director, I work with him a lot. And just learning little tidbits. But question, and it just slipped my mind, but does anybody have any questions while I pull my question back to my thoughts?
What do you think is a big marketing mistake that most people make? They think it's a good idea, but it's probably not.
They just jump in and start spending money on ads without the back-end system. So then people would spend $1,000 and then $1,000 doesn't make them any money.
Right.
Because they don't have the system in place, they don't have a funnel, they're not marketing properly. So it's like, let's say you want to advertise facials, and you just boost a post that you made about facials. So that's what a lot of people will do, and the proper way to do it is, all right, who am I targeting? I'm targeting people interested in facials. Now, what problem am I solving? I'm using natural products versus somebody using chemicals. So now you position your post, hey, we do high-end facials, here's some before and afters, and we're using clean products. Then you run an ad, they click that ad, you should go to your website that talks about, I do facials, we do it naturally, here's some testimonials, and then they fill out that form, that information goes to your database. Step-by-step process that customers go through. People will just boost a post and have nowhere for people to go to, just say DM me.
Yeah, they're just looking at the post.
That was where my question was going. So he showed me that, typically we pay Instagram to boost a post, and we think in our heads like it's spreading it to the Metro Atlanta or something. It's not. So could you explain to them how you explain to me, like, when they pay for boost a post, what is that doing versus paying for an ad? What's the real differences?
So boosting a post is just really getting you more likes and views in your post, which can work, but ideally if you're spending money on advertising, you want to track your conversion rate. How much money am I spending to get somebody through the doors? That's what matters. And if you're not tracking that, boosting the post is just getting you likes and views. That's not making you any money.
So when you say tracking, I know that's CRM, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is an app or what's a system? Where do we start with tracking? our customers? Like, I know maybe a lot of you, raise your hand if you have Acuity. If you're familiar with Acuity booking, like, is that a tracking system? What do we do?
So I don't know if Acuity has analytics in it. So Acuity is a booking system with a calendar, where people will just send a link to your calendar and they can book. So ideally, you want to have something called Google Analytics or Facebook Analytics. You put it in your system, and it'll tell you how many website visitors are coming to your landing page, and then where are they coming from? These people are coming from Facebook, these people are coming from Instagram, these people are coming from Google. And then it's gonna tell you, all right, for these traffic sources that people are coming to the website, how many people are actually booking appointments. So Google has booked 3 appointments, Facebook has booked 10, Instagram has booked so on. So Google Analytics lets you track your data on, on the customer journey. And then you're able to scale. So now if you see that Facebook is working better than everything else, you could now double down and spend $1,000 on Facebook and know that you're gonna make $10,000 in profit, because $1,000 gets you 80 appointments, and 80 appointments means this.
Mm-hmm. Any questions right now? Any thoughts?
It's not okay to do the ads or
the booster post?
Yeah, the boost.
So ideally, you want to build a funnel. There's a flow, a step-by-step process for when somebody learns about your business, what you're advertising, and where they go. Boosting a post is general. You just want, it's just going to get your post seen, and you can't really track your conversion rate. Because your conversion rate is what's going to tell you if you're making money on the money you're spending or not. Versus just spending $20 to boost a post. You get 50 likes, and then you're like, how come nobody's booking?
How can you start making more search engine optimized captions and posts? That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, search engine optimization. So you need a website. That's the first step. You have a website built properly, and there are different types of SEO. There's on-site SEO, meaning the things you do on your website, and off-site SEO, the traffic, the things in place that send things to your website. So let's say you did a news article. The news article is talking about your business. Or, like I said, social media, you're posting, you have hashtags and your web link. Those things drive traffic to your website for free.
Do you know, do you have like a website that like we can start off with? Like what do you recommend? Like Spotify, people shop off that. What other website do you like?
Recommend for what? For tracking your clients or for booking things? What do you mean?
Booking and
booking clients?
Yeah,
and sales, like what engine?
So I'm gonna show you guys here in a minute our platform, and you guys can find something similar, or you can use our platform. But our platform is an all-in-one solution. So you can text people, you can call people, you can build websites. We integrate into all the socials, so you can post in one place, it goes to all the different channels. So as soon as you guys are done with the questions, I'll give you a walkthrough on what you want within your system.
Have you heard of Square? Because I know, Square and Booksy use like the Google search, like they put your business on Google, they put it on Facebook and connect everything. I end up listing my business on Google, but I feel like there's a disconnect somewhere to where the clients are still getting lost.
Do you run ads on Google?
I haven't run an ad on Google, but I did one on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say the same thing. You don't have a proper funnel in place, because you want to build a system, and then you take people through the same system over and over and over again. Because now that's duplicatable. Now you can go to an event, you can pay for ads on Google, Facebook, wherever, and hand out flyers, and you know that they're going to scan the QR code, or click the link, they're going to go to the page, they're going to book, they're going to receive a text, they're going to come get serviced by you. Then they're gonna receive a text, hey, please leave us a review. And then a month from now, they're gonna get an email telling them to come back and get serviced by you.
So we just need to make sure like
Your
step by
system.
step, your system will follow up
Yep.
before and after.
So it's called a funnel. And to simplify it, it's the customer journey.
Really quick, I have another question, but pause. The young lady with lemonades, are they standing there? Did he leave?
They walking back now.
Okay, so they're trying to get rid of their product so they can pack up properly. Does anybody, make it quick, just raise your hand. Does anybody want any more lemonade? Can we give our panelists one of those cups, sweetheart?
Sure. I'll be right back.
Perfect. All right, so when he comes back in, just politely put your hand up and he'll help you out, okay? Let's make sure we still give our attention to Mr. Young. Hey guys, as adults, we can drink slushies without talking, okay? Let's respect our guests, okay? All right, so the next question was, and it's feeding off of you. So can SEO or Google Analytics, and I see your hand here, can we compete against bigger companies like me, somebody shot by MK? Can I compete against Tyler Perry Productions with Google Analytics? Is that what that does?
Yes. So SEO is something called keywords. I'm gonna try not to be too technical with this one. So somebody searches facials or I think microabrasion, you know, all the different esthetician services. You want to make sure that your website answers what they're searching. Thank you, sir.
And last call, anybody else? Hands up, just hands up. And you can pour it, share it. You can pour it in each other's cup. I know, right? I don't need no more. It's so good, but I can't have no more. Working on this body. I'm sorry.
Because I'm sure everybody has searched food near me, clothing store near me, stuff like that. You want to make sure that when somebody searches your services near me, that you are on that first page of Google with SEO and keywords, and it allows you to compete with these bigger companies. You can, of course, rank high, or you could run an ad to people that are searching for those services and drive them to your website.
Okay. Did you had a question?
Yeah, so I'm just asking because I'm kind of going through the situation right now. I'm setting up my website and stuff, and I was doing the keywords and stuff through Google. And it was saying like, are they talking about having the keywords in the description? Like, say you talking about you or about the business, and I know you said hashtags and stuff, but I don't know if you can have the hashtags on the website.
Hashtags is for social media, and SEO is keywords.
Keywords, so like in my business description, black hair salon, so if they look up black hair salon near me, I'll have the keywords in my website.
Yes. So, yes, exactly. So, but to add on to that, you would want to have all the different services that you offer have its own landing page, right? So.
You had a hand back. Was that for lemonade or a question? Okay, yeah, a question.
Okay, I know I skipped you. As soon as I finish this one, I'll go to you. But, hold on one second. Sorry, you'd be after her. But ultimately, if you're doing, let's say you have 10 services you offer. Ideally, to rank high in SEO, all of those services would need to have its own page. And then on the page, it should have things it would answer the questions that people would search to find that service. So if somebody's looking up facials, let's say you have a paragraph that says what a facial can do for you in Sandy Springs, Georgia. And then somebody looks up facial in Sandy Springs, Georgia, your article or paragraph that you had would show up in the search results. So that's a little technical and it'll take a little while to understand.
But
that's
I'm
what
taking it
SEO
in.
is.
So those who didn't get that, make a website and have a page for each service that you, so waxing, facials, makeup, and then on each page put what people will search, like prom makeup, or how do I get my skin clear with a new esthetician? Put that on your website, because as people search for that, your site pops up, is what you're saying? Right.
Okay, so my question is, at least for me personally, I use Acuity. And Acuity, depending on the different tiers that you can pay monthly, they allow you to have built-in funnels within Acuity. My question is, do you suggest for us that's just starting out, we go ahead and build our funnels with our booking company, or do you suggest going through someone like you? Starting out, because everybody don't got $1,500 for a website, but I might have the $25 a month for my acuity and they do it for me. So
Mhm.
I want to know your opinion on that.
You know, Acuity is a competitor of mine, right? So of course I'm going to say use me.
Right.
But I want you guys to first understand your finances and whatever makes sense for your finances. And then two, it really doesn't matter where you get the funnel built. It just, you need to have one built. Whether you're using Acuity, our platform, Wix, WordPress, you need a step-by-step process that your customers go through, and then you need to drive traffic to that step-by-step process. Posting, boosting, flyers, shaking hands, events, whatever you gotta do to let people know, hey, this is what I do and this is how you can book with me. I think somebody had a question.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, do you really think that hashtags help our videos? Because when I don't put hashtags, I get more views and likes than when I do.
It really depends. With social media, it's a little tricky. What you're referring to is organic. So it's paid social media and organic. Organic is where you post, you do hashtags, and then depending on the algorithm, it will either push you up or down. So if you're talking about something relevant, let's say, what's going on? I don't know, like a concert. I think it was a concert.
Football game.
Yeah, football game, concert, something that's relevant, and you make a post with that hashtag, the algorithm will start showing your post to more people.
To piggyback off of that though, it's a lot of different factors.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been the sound you used. If you use a viral sound, that's gonna put you a certain place. And like the keywords, like she was saying, if you said something like Black November skin pop, I don't freaking know. But if you said those words and Instagram is prioritizing those keywords right now, then you get boost. But you could post something the next day and get no likes. So it's like it's a little game almost.
I know you post at a certain time and this and that. Like, is that true?
Yeah. In my opinion, you can look at the algorithm, your insight on your social media, and you can see when your followers are there. And to me, you want to attack your followers when they're online. But a lot of times it ends up generalizing it, where it's like Monday, the same people there Friday. It's just that just comes with consistency.
Yeah, so it's like a solid 1-2 approach. And so we don't do organic social media. We do funnels and ads. So you don't really need to post every day to get customers. If you have the budget for it, you build a funnel and you spend, let's say, $100 to $200 in a month for Facebook to show your post to people in your area, and then you need to understand how many people are clicking for $200 a month and how many people are turning into customers. If you're making more than $200 a month from the people that booked, then you need to double down. Spend $400, $500. And then you can now hire a social media person to start making posts for you, because it's a solid 1-2. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd find a way to come up with $200, build a funnel, pay Facebook that $200, drive the traffic, use that money to then start increasing your digital footprint.